Hello YouTube, Nells and Sons Gaming here, coming back today with a video game review. This will be, I believe, the first review we've done. I just don't want to start another series on this game quite yet, but I do want to cover it as I thoroughly enjoy it. So today we're going to review one of my favorite new games. New to me games, I guess. I think it's been out for about a year. But this is going to be Ancestors, the Humankind Odyssey. Now, a little bit about this game. I stumbled across it when I was looking for another game. I believe I was looking for Maneater on Steam. It's not out yet. Stumbled across this one. This wasn't out on Steam yet. Let me turn the volume down here a little bit in my headphones. So I bought it on Xbox. Okay, so I have beaten the game on Xbox. Just recently it came to Steam, and I bought it a couple of days ago. A lot to get into with this game. This game is definitely unique. If you're not familiar with it, essentially the premise is that you're an early hominin trying to figure out the world and try to evolve to become more human-like. The further you progress in the game, you become different types of hominids. Like right now, who am I? What kind am I right now? Hold on. Where is it at? Hold on. Craig. That's why. I need to be laying. And then here we'll find out. All right, so let's see what type we are in here. So let's go to the evolution. And right now, and of course my recording is right over it, so I'm not going to know how to say that. It's Sahelanthropus. God, I can't remember the last in my... So you can't see it on your screen, but there's a bar showing my game recording right over the name of the hominin. So Sahelanthropus, it starts with a T. I can't remember off the top of my head. Anyway, so this is the second form that you take. The first one, you start off as like an unknown hominin, and you're supposed to be basically the missing link between early gorilla or early apes and man. And then you go through and you become Sahelanthropus, and then Auroran, oh God, I should have looked these up before I started this. Anyway, the Auroran something or other, and then you move into, other hominins, and then, as it progresses. So if you see down in the lower left corner, that red line is almost at the 9. So I have progressed almost 1 million years in this playthrough so far. Which seems like a lot, but I have 7 more to go. So, and this is I think I have 8 or 9 hours of play time on this right now. So essentially, as you get further into these millions of years, you'll become different lineages. All right, so... Get out of that. So anyway, let's talk about this game a little bit. First, let's talk about what it is and what it isn't. There's a lot of misconceptions about this game. People kind of have the wrong idea about it, and it's gotten a little bit of a bad rap, unfairly, I believe. All right, is it a perfect game? No, it is not. Is it I don't want to say as bad as people, because a lot of people have... It kind of has mixed reviews. If you love this game, you love it. And if you don't, you don't. There's like really kind of no in between on this game. So anyway, let's get into what it isn't here. Let me take him back to the house. Hold on. Back to the house. Back to the back to my settlement. Oh, we're up there. So anyway, oh, missed. Okay, missed the tree, but it wasn't that far of a fall. Great. Anyway, what it is and what it isn't, okay? This game is not a hard game. All right, that's a lot of people's biggest gripe is that it's hard. This game is not hard. This game has a steep learning curve. But really, it's not hard, all right? So what I mean by a steep learning curve but not hard, all right? None of the button combinations, none of anything that you need to do is difficult, okay? And then once you know how to accomplish things, it's easy. It becomes second nature, all right? Now, the premise of this game, though, is, like I said, you're an early hominin trying to figure out how to become human, essentially. Not how to become human, but how to use your environment to aid in your survival. Let's put it that way. All right. So think about what early human used to be like, or would have been like, I should say. You know, you're out in the wild. You don't have big fangs. You don't have sharp, retractable claws. You're not super strong. You're not super fast. But, you have a thumb. You can grab things, and you can use them as tools if you could figure out what application to use it in. With that said, that's kind of where this game picks up. And I wanted to show you a new playthrough, but then, this video would just be me trying to learn how to use my left hand, how to, learn how to switch objects, and it wouldn't, I don't know how much gameplay I'm going to actually show in this video. I do intend to show some, but this might be a lengthy review. So we'll see. We'll see what we end up seeing. But anyway, if I would have started from the beginning, it straight up tells you at the very beginning, man had to do this, early man had to do this, this, and that. They struggled to survive. This is their story, basically. Good luck. We won't help you much, is basically what it says. And that's true. All right. Let's take a look just at, hold on. Controls. Okay. So, you have your controls, kind of. It's a roundabout where everything is, but you don't really know, per se, how to use this, okay? And it doesn't, it tells you B to communicate, A, reflex. It's like, yes, B does the communicating, but it depends on how you press B, where you press B, what you're looking at, et cetera, et cetera. Use your intelligence, your sense. You're looking at all this and you're like, well, why would I press Y to use intelligence? What is that? It doesn't really explain it, okay? And that's fine. And the handling, alteration, and crafting, you know that you use these top two buttons, but how do you use it? We have to figure that out for ourselves, all right? There is no, I think there is a help, though. I think they did add a help to it. Did they or did they not? Thought they added a help section to it, but maybe that was in the old pre-release version. Oh, no, there it is. Okay, so you can go through these and you can learn about the game. So this I don't believe was here. But there's a large backlash about not knowing how to do anything in the game. I have never looked through any of these. I didn't even know this was here until I was watching a video the other day, and somebody said, this is how I found out how to do this, this, and that. To me, this ruins the game, all right? So apparently there's a lot of backlash about, the game's too hard. We can't figure it out. We don't know what the heck to do. We need help. So they're like, all right, fine. Here's the help section. We didn't want to do this, but here's the help section. All right. So anyway, you know, there's really no direction. The tutorial kind of prompts you a little bit about the basics, but like nothing crazy. All right. So they do help a little bit. They get you, they nudge you into the right direction. But then it's on your own. And honestly, that's the game. Okay. So this game, my first playthrough, I want to say it took me maybe 15 hours to really understand the mechanics and how everything worked. And it was kind of frustrating at times, but it was fun because I was like, you know, trying to figure everything out. And then like you would learn something new and you'd learn that like this item and this item, if you do this, this happens, and you were excited. It was like you figured it out for yourself. And, you know, that had to have been kind of, you know, I don't want to put human emotions to early hominins, but I mean, that would have to be like kind of the feeling they would get when they figured something out. So to me, that 15-hour learning curve is the game. Okay, once you learn how to do this game, you're done. I mean, it's just grinding after that, which is fine. I enjoy grinding. I played a lot of MMOs back in the day, and grinding was just something that you had to do. All right, so I don't mind grinding. Some of it's a little repetitive in this game, and I'll kind of explain how that's going to work. But the first 15 hours is the game. Okay, once you have that, now the game, I think it took me 40 or 50 hours to actually complete it. But the game itself is 15 hours. Once you figure out how to do everything in the game, nothing else is a challenge. Okay, so before we get into all of that, though, let's back up a little bit. Let's start from the beginning. I kind of just want to give you an overview of what's going on in this game, and we'll kind of get into more specifics. Now, first of all, the graphics are good. They're not spectacular. It's not amazing. It's not bad, though. I mean, look at that fur. It's flowing in the wind. It's not bad. It's nothing special. A lot of the textures are reused over and over again, but there's just enough variety in the plant life that all the areas look different. So for graphics, I would probably say it's a 6 or a 7. I mean, it would out of 10. You know, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not like, you know, Red Dead Redemption or Final Fantasy VII Remake, which, you know, were amazing graphical games for PS4. That's where I've played them. So it's Red Dead Redemption 2, by the way. So it's not like those games where they're just like spectacular. The texturing is spectacular, yada yada. You know, like it doesn't look like my Fallout 4. With all my texture packs on that, and I mean that game's modded ridiculous. But you know, that's probably the most beautiful I've seen a game look when I have all the texture mods running and everything. So, you know, it's not a 10. The graphics aren't a 10. They're a 7. It's quality. It's a quality game graphically. It's just nothing special. It's nothing to like, you're not like calling your buddies up like, oh, dude, did you see this game? It's amazing. So 7 out of 10. As far as like character movement and physics, they're not bad. I would... the players don't feel too floaty. It feels like they have some weight to them. Even when you move, even when you're running, it's not much of a difference from other speeds. Like here is walking speed. Hold on. Here is walking speed. Here's running speed. It's not a huge difference. And like you could you don't feel the weight when you turn. That's one thing I could say. You know, once I'm spinning it around, you don't feel the weight of your character, like trying to lean them into a turn or anything. So it's not like 100% physics-based. It doesn't feel like Red Dead Redemption 2, for example. I'm going to probably use that a lot. That's one of the most amazing games I've ever played in my life. But anyway, the physics don't feel like that, okay? But it's solid. I mean, they're solid. It's not like too cartoony. It feels pretty much like what it should feel like for a pretty agile, monkey-like creature swinging through the trees. So the physics on it, let's go with 7 again. Just kind of a nice middle-of-the-road score there. They're good. They're not special. They're not spectacular. They're solid, though. Solid physics in this game. The sounds are amazing. All right, just the audio. Now, I've heard a little bit of the music in this game, and the music sounds good too. And I've heard the entire soundtrack is amazing. These types of games, though, for me, the very first thing that I do is turn the music off. Turn the sound. If you go into my options, go to my audio, I have the music volume at 0. All right, I want to be immersed in this world. So I always, any kind of survival game typically, I shut the sound or the music down because I just want to hear my surroundings in a survival game. Final Fantasy VII Remake, on the other hand, I loved that music. I wanted to hear the whole way. That type of game, I want the music on. This type of game, I need it off. All right, so I can't really say much about the music other than what I've heard. I've heard a little bit of it, and it sounded good. I've heard it's amazing, okay? So I'm not going to give that a score. We'll just let you kind of marinate on that. But the actual sounds of the jungle are crazy. Like, you know, they get repetitive because certain animals make the same audio cues over and over again, so you know kind of what to expect coming up once you pick them out. But, you know, just like the ambient chatter of birds and you know, wind going through the trees and everything, it's done really, really good. So I would give the sound on this a solid, 8.5 out of 10. I really enjoy, especially at night in the jungle and you're like swinging through the trees and you're trying to look for predators and stuff and you're just hearing things from all over and you're hearing roaring in the distance. It's pretty nice. So, yeah, we'll give the sound an 8.5 out of 10. Like I said, it's nothing like too crazy. It's nothing too crazy. Like, you could do. You could have maybe done more. You could say, maybe some of it gets a little repetitive the further into the game you get. But you need consistent audio cues in this game to let you know what's going on and what you're expected to do. Okay, so we've covered graphics, physics, sound, controls. Okay, the controller. Very simple, all right? Very simple to control. It's not intuitive at first, okay? But that's the point of this game, like I said, so I'm not going to knock it on that. Once you know how everything goes, you got it. I mean, I can play this game with my HUD off and be fine, because you see on the left side there, it's kind of giving you, hey, press this for that, this for that, this for that. I could play with my HUD off and be fine. There's not that many buttons I have to worry about. So it's a simple control scheme. The way they implement it, like I said, it's kind of counterintuitive at times, but that's okay. That's kind of the point of this game. But yeah, once you have it down, I mean, it's simple. There's, it's almost a little too basic at that point. For ease of control and for how the controller's laid out, it makes sense once you know it, everything's easy to do after that. So, I'll give the control, a 9 out of 10. It's hard to kind of score that, though, because it's nuanced, because there's things about it I wish they would have a little bit more to control at spots. But as far as anybody being able to pick up this game and start playing, yes, you can. You're not going to struggle with button combinations and, stuff like that. You're not. You're just going to struggle figuring out which buttons to push when. That's it. That's essentially what you're trying to discover in this game. So, the controls are fine. It's natural. It feels good once you know how to use everything. Like I said, some of it's just not intuitive. Next, let's go into, some other things. So we did sound, control, graphics, physics, the map itself. Let's talk about the map. It's not the biggest open world map I have ever played. Not even close. All right. But what makes it appear huge is the fact that you are moving in this map in 3 dimensions. You're not just on the ground going, northeast, south, or west. You can go up, you can go down, and then all those directions. You could go, So, like right now, I'll just climb to the top of this tree just to kind of show you, give you a look at everything. So on my first playthrough, I want to say I spent the first 4 or 5 hours in a area that's probably no bigger than what you're seeing on the ground there. All right. Oh, that's not good. There's a bird's nest there, so I have to be on alert here. I fell. Okay. A little too big for my britches there. All right, so let's get back up in the tree so we can get a look out onto what we're looking at. So you start off in the jungle, and you're moving through the trees, and basically that is what you're doing. Everything you can see here at this point, besides maybe that mountain way back there, that mountain is not part of the map, the playable map. But everything else is. Let's see if I can get a better, clearer spot. Oh no. Okay. That's some people's gripe too, is that going through the trees sometimes is a bit hard. And it is, and that's how you end up losing apes that way, but whatever. It's you could get into a nice rhythm just flowing through those trees, grabbing branches, once you kind of get the timing and the rhythm of it. But yeah, it's easy to fall out and die, absolutely. And people are mistaking, I'm sorry, let's just start here. People are mistaking, this is kind of off, this is a tangent right now. People are mistaking a difficult game for a bad game. But like I said, the game isn't difficult, but, they feel like you shouldn't be able to fall out of a tree and die. It's like, well, why not? Why shouldn't you? If you miss the branch, a branch breaks in real life, you're going down, you're going to die probably. That's how it works. I'm not going to knock a game for making it easy for you to die in certain ways. It is what it is. Being on the ground is a risk in this game. You have a lot of predators down there, especially early on when you don't really know a lot, you don't have a lot of stuff unlocked. But in the trees, you're relatively safe. And that's another thing I don't like about it. They need to have some sort of something in the trees, whether it's a predator or prey items. There needs to be something kind of else. And there is, to a certain extent. You just saw the bird's nest. So if I went over to that bird's nest, I guarantee within 10 seconds of me being there, a large falcon's going to swoop down and try to grab me and haul me off and kill me. But they needed to add maybe some like tree snakes or some other animals, that can threaten you in the trees. Instead of doing that, though, I feel like they kind of compromised and said, you know what, we need to give them a safe haven from the ground. Up in the trees will be safe for them. Let's make it easier for them to fall out of a tree and die, though. So your choice becomes risk moving through the trees and possibly falling to your death, or risk moving across the ground and possibly getting attacked relentlessly by predators. So let's get going here. So the map itself, since it's in 3 dimensions, is I mean, like, look at this distance I get to go down. Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh no, I found, oh great, just caught the very tail end of that tree. But yeah, like, there are some very high points in this game. There's a lot of room to move up. All right, it's not just like, oh, here's like some trees and, you know, they're all pretty much the same height. No, like, there's some massive trees. There's some spots in this game where you could pretty much see the entire map once you're up there. And getting down is very, very perilous. So, you know, the map, I'm going to give an 8 out of 10 as far as size, uniqueness, you know, and variety, because there's a lot of variety in the terrain. Oh, where is it coming? Where's it coming? Oh, all right. See, okay, now this is what happens when you're on the ground. Well, let me get away from this guy. All right, so on the ground, like I said, there's predators, man, and they come at you and they're relentless. They're going to keep coming after you. You're safe in the trees. You know, that's where you're kind of supposed to live your life, in the trees in this game, at least early on, until you, like I said, unlock a bunch of things, and then you're a warrior. You're an absolute warrior on the ground. Anyway, so where was I before I got attacked by that? Oh, the map, yeah, what'd I say, 8? Just because it's just the variety of it, 7 or an 8, I'm going to say. I think that's what I said. The variety of different areas, you know, you have the thick, dense jungle at first, and then, you know, as you come out of the jungle, it kind of, trees kind of spread out a little bit, and you have more kind of grassy fields, and, you know, eventually you get to sand and, you know, desert region. And then eventually at the very kind of end game stage of the map, you will find a coastline and water and stuff like that. So, you know, you have and the way it kind of, it doesn't just like, you don't just step onto an area and then like, oh, we're in the desert now. It kind of, you'll be going through like really thick trees, and then you'll notice that they're kind of spreading out a little bit, becoming more sparse, and then the next thing you know, there's no trees around. You're in the middle of a field. There's, you know, rocks or whatever. You know, there's tons of cave systems hidden all over. You know, and there's ledges that you can get to all over the place. There's tons of hidden areas, you know, that you could find and that are you know, fun to explore. So like the map itself, I really enjoy. It hasn't gotten old to me yet. Eventually, I could see it, you know, because like I said, it's not huge. I don't know what to kind of compare it to, because it's, at first it seems overwhelming, and then, you know, once you get out of the trees, you know, you kind of realize, oh my God, this is not as big as I actually thought it was. But like, let's see what's the farthest. I don't have too many things unlocked in this playthrough, but like, you know, that triangle way over there, or that diamond, I should say. You know, you saw how close I am to this one. You know, that's where my clan is, right there, that purple. You know, this one way off in the distance is way over there. I'd have to travel a pretty good distance to get to that. You know, so the map's solid. It's a solid map. Like, everything about this game is pretty much, I hate to keep saying the same words. No! Oh, broken bones. Oh, God. Okay. That's why I'm doing this with an elder. I'm trying to talk and play. I'm not good at talking and playing. I really am not. yeah, I'm an experienced gamer, man, but trying to talk about a game while playing it is, I don't know how some of you guys do it out there. It's a lot harder than I ever thought it would be. Just trying to pay attention and do precise things while talking about the precise things you're doing, and it's just whatever. So anyway, you come over here and you have our monkey group, all right? And we could communicate with them. Let's call them over. He has a broken leg. I don't want to deal with healing him. He'll heal on his own in a little bit. Let's grab this lady monkey here with a baby. Okay, so now, I could explain this entire game to you, but I don't know if that's where I want this review to really go. But having the baby on your back is necessary to, down in the lower right corner, you see that solid white. That's my neuronal energy. When you start out, that's all black. And basically, as you feel that neuronal energy, then you can go into the evolution menu and, open skills, essentially. But you have to have the baby on you to get the neuronal energy. Because essentially what the premise is that you need to teach the babies what you know, so that when you skip a generation and they're adults, they have these skills. I mean, it doesn't work just like that. That's just kind of like the, like I said, the premise. That's what you're supposed to, feel like is happening. Really, you need the baby to get neuronal energy. Once you have neuronal energy, you can lay down and go into evolution. And you see we opened up a couple of skills, and this is our skill tree. You start off here. The very first thing you want to learn is the ability to switch hands with an item. All right. The most important thing in this game is the ability to hold something in your left hand, because your hands in this game is your inventory. You have a left hand and a right hand. Whatever's in your right hand is what you can do an action with. Whatever's in your left hand is just in your left hand. You can alter it from your left hand, but you can't, let's say I have a stone in both hands. I can attack with the stone in my right hand. I can't attack with the stone in my left hand until I switch it to my right. But if it's in my left hand, I could smack it up against another stone that's in my right hand and then possibly make a sharpened tool from it, let's say, or a grinder or something along those lines. So anything in your left hand is what you can alter. Anything in your right hand is what you can use. So a lot of the times I will, I'll carry around a rock, and I will grab dead branches as I need them. There's a reason you want the dead branches. But like I said, I don't think I want to get into how to play this game. Okay, I could tell you everything you need to know in about 10 minutes on how to play this game, what to do, what to combine, how to combine them, how to fight, yada, yada, yada. That's going to ruin the experience for you. You need to go into this game blind. Absolutely, 100%. You need to go into this game blind. It takes the fun away. Don't look up anything on how to play it or anything. Just go in there and figure it out. So without giving too much away, let's see if we can find. Here, I'll grab 2 of these just in case. Sometimes, I got 2 rocks here. Sometimes you might, drop an item if you're getting attacked or what have you, or you attack with it. So you want to have a spare of something. Now, this is early in my playthrough, and this playthrough, the way I'm doing it, actually, hold on, my people are going to follow me. I don't want anybody following me. The way I'm playing this game is I'm trying to, this is probably not good, trying to stay close to the skill sets that the early hominins had. So Sahelanthropus was not a tool user, or not a tool maker, I should say. I believe they did use tools, and they walked a little bit upright, but mostly arboreal, tree, So for this playthrough, it's just kind of like what I do after I beat a game, and it's not really a challenge anymore. I try challenging myself in different ways. So I'm not making any tools to use right yet. I think 2 more progressions and I'll allow myself to make tools. I think once I get to Arthropithecus, I believe it is, I will begin making tools. But anyway, you know, the fighting system in this game is a bear at first. Then once you figure it out, it's the easiest thing. There's no reason for you to ever die to a predator after you have it figured out. You know, let's see if we could find one just so I can show you. Like, I have like hardly any skills. I have no like attack skills really. Like I said, there's no like differing attacks. There's no attacking, fighting in this game. That's an area where I'm going to give it like a 4. All right, attacking and fighting in this game is not the premise. Okay, so they didn't spend a lot of time working on it, which I think was a missed opportunity. Now, I don't want to be out here just like swinging like wildly and stuff. I kind of like how it's more precision based, but essentially there's one way to attack. There's one attack, and that's it. And depending on your timing, that's going to determine whether it was a kill shot or not, if you know how much damage it did, or if you even connected in the first place. You know, see if we could find anything. So, you know, you stand up. You know, when you use your intelligence, you can use hearing, smelling, or intelligence. So, intelligence would just be like looking. See these white squares? I'm looking at that. Now, if I hold Y to identify, I see that, oh, those are branches over there. All right, like I said, you know, there's a hiding spot there. You know, like I said, I haven't been making tools, so it still showed on the dead branch. You don't know what 2 items that you can end up making from them. Just to show you how I'm playing it. You look over here, you got Natal grass. I did make a bed, and yes, I guess I did make a stem to grab honey, but I figured chimpanzees do the stick thing to get termites. So if a chimpanzee could do that, I'm pretty sure an early hominin should be able to fashion a stick to get honey out of a bee's nest. Anyway, what was I doing? Okay, so if you stand up, or if you go into your intelligence, stand up. Now I can use, I can either focus, or I can use my smelling or hearing, as you see to the left there. So if we use our hearing, let's see if we can hear. Oh, yep. What is this? Okay, we got a snake over here. Oh, it's a rock python. Perfect. Oh, now I have fear. Okay, so when you go into unknown areas that you're not super familiar with, you will get this fear response. And you see those like cat faces, you know, kind of coming at me, and it's kind of like discombobulating. That's the point. Okay. Oh, and it's coming after me, so I struck him. Okay. So, you know, my timing was right. I struck him. He's kind of on his way. I'll intimidate him. I forgot to let them go. Okay. So that way is not... So we need to follow the way these little particulate matters in the air are going. You see that little dull circle over there? We're going to expand our territory right here. That's what's going to happen. So like once you get into one of these areas, you basically look around, smell, hear, listen. You figure out the area, and then you can come to this spot and conquer it. And now you've expanded your home range. And you saw the python. You know, I could sit here all day and just thump that python in the head. It's 100 times bigger than me. I have no skills really unlocked. I have a few of the fighting action skills, but it's all the same. Like the way it works is all the same. It just gives you bigger windows to kind of pull off the timing. It gets more forgiving the more you unlock. So let's come over here, and I could just mess with this guy all day. Hit him again. You know, I could come over here and we could dodge him. You know, I don't even have to hit him. Let's dodge him. Hold on. Come on, buddy. Oh. And we dodged. He did get a bite on me, though, because I got a little too close for comfort. Okay, so now we have a little cut on us. I can go, and I'm going to have to find something to kind of heal my wound. All right, so let's... And we still have stuff after us. Let's scare everything away. Come on. Let's see. There should be, usually there's some horsetail around. Oh, great, but we are by the swamp, aren't we? Oh, here we go. Perfect. All right, let me put my rocks down. Now, I'm going to have to show you one thing, because I can't let my my apes die. So, you're bleeding. We can alter this. And then apply. And that'll stop our bleeding. And there's way more ways to stop bleeding than just that. There's easier ways, there's harder ways, you know. But basically, you want to stop the bleeding when you start. So anyway, you know, like I said, I could mess with that. I could sit here and mess with that python all day until I eventually club it in the head so much with rocks that I kill it. And then this is early in the game, and that's a pretty big predator, and it's just not even a challenge. No predator at all is a challenge after you know the timing and how to do everything. So that, the fighting, like I said, a 4 or a 5. That's probably a big gripe for this game. Oh, tiger, get out of my way. Yeah, I can just dodge them all day. But my low dopamine is not good, though. So we need to, we're getting scared. That's not going to be good. We're going to end up running home. Oh, and is it eating somebody? Come on, don't eat anybody. It's just an elder, though. I think it's an elder. Oh, yeah, I'm going crazy. I'm gonna go nuts. Ugh. See, like I said, predators, man, they're relentless. Relentless, absolutely. It's gonna end up taking me home. I'm gonna about to... Oh, nope. Nope, I saved it. Okay. Okay, let's orient ourselves. We need to get back to the base. We have a bleeding ape right here, right now. You know what? Let's go help them. All right, so I'm gonna give my guy some of this stuff too, some of the good stuff. Let's figure out which ape is bleeding. All right, this guy. Was it you? Where'd you go? No. 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 Huh. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's another ape somewhere. Okay. So anyway, you know, we'll finish this up, and then I'll worry about that in a second. But anyway, yeah, the fighting leaves some to be desired. At first, though, it's like, oh my God, what is going on? The fighting, the dodging. You know, I could sit here, like I said, all day and just do that anymore. Once you learn it, you know it. Oh, he ended up dying. Great. All right. Well, that wasn't a baby carrying anything. That's fine. We can replace him. Let's get back to the settlement so we can wrap this up. Basically, though, oh, we have a thing there. Oh, great. Okay. Right in our way. There, we have to go this way. Yeah, essentially, this game is just, it's very, very unique, you know, and it's very, just like freeing in a way, you know, like it's just you and a controller. Like I put my headphones on and just crank up the volume and just really immerse myself in this world. And I really, really enjoy it. Like I said from the beginning, is it a perfect game? No. Is it, you know, is it going to keep you coming back time and time again? Probably not. You know, once you probably beat it the first time, you're probably really not going to play it much after. Like I said, this is right up my alley, though. So, you know, I'll probably play this for the next several years, off and on. I kind of just rotate through video games, and I always come back to my favorites. And this is definitely going to be one of them. This is going to be one that keeps in the rotation, so to speak. I'm getting cold and all that, So like, there's a lot of status effects, and figuring out what plants help with what things is another big part of the game. It takes a long time to figure out. And what's nice though is there's not just one way to do stuff. Like I said, I showed you just there how to fix that cut. There's several more ways to do that. I'm cold right now. I have several options on how to heat myself up. You do not make fire in this game, okay? But there's certain plants that you can eat that'll help protect against cold, protect against poison, protect against venom. And figuring that out is the game. Like I said, this game, in all honesty, is 15 hours. And about 15 hours in, you're going to have pretty much 90% of it figured out, and it's just the grind to finish the game at that point. Which is okay. The game's $40, right? So if I spent $40 on a video game, I want 20 to 30 hours of gameplay, okay? And it provides more than that. But the game's, let's just say you're the type of guy or girl who enjoys a game until they've pretty much have it figured out, and then you might play it a little bit more, but you'll lose interest in it if it's not really challenging anymore. So for your $40, you'll get your 15 hours of like, oh my God, this is crazy. You get 15 hours of, oh my God, this is crazy. And you'll have another, let's say 5 to 10 of, okay, I know how to do this. I'm awesome at it. So I'm just going to go have fun. And I'm going to like mess this thing up. And I'm going to go, kill this crocodile and attack this and see what I can do. And then once you realize like, hey, I've pretty much done it all, you might stop at 20 to 25 hours. For $40, if you get 25 hours out of a video game, you did okay. Is it the best? No. But like I said, to actually fully beat the game's easily 40 hours. Easily 40 plus hours. That's a full game. I'm sorry. That's a full game at that point. Anything 25 plus hours is essentially a full game. 25 hours depending on how good those 25 hours were. The Last of Us, the very first one, not Last of Us 2, but Last of Us, the original, is about 25 hours, 20, 25 hours. One of my favorite video games of all time. That was a perfect 20 to 25 hours. I felt fulfilled. The story was amazing. I was very happy with those 25 hours. Other games, oh God, wasn't there like a Metal Gear that was like 10 hours and it was just the same mission over and over? It wasn't even 10 hours, I don't think, but and that was almost a full price game too. And it's like, that's not a video game. Those are not a quality 10 hours. If that 10 hours would have been quality, okay, maybe. But you have to at least be 20 hours, all right? So if you get anything 20 to 40 hours in a video game, even at full price, you got your money's worth. So, the 15 hours it's going to take you to figure everything out, and the 10 hours that you're going to play messing around with all your newfound knowledge is a full game. And if you play it all the way to the end, you're going to be at 40, 50 plus hours. And then if you replay it, I'm going to end up getting easily 150 hours out of this game over the course of the next couple of years. All right, easily 150 hours, especially now that I have it on PC and I have it on Xbox. So it's very, very good amount of gameplay for what you're actually paying. Like I said, graphics, sound, physics are all 7s, 8s, fighting's 4 or 5, dodging, it's the same mechanic. So again, 4 or 5, there's no real variety to that. But having to figure out the timing of it and how to actually do it, that was cool, I should say. Because once I did it the first couple of times, I'm like, yes, okay, yes, I'm figuring it out. Figuring out as this monkey how to defend myself from this big tiger over here, or this big python over there, or this, poisonous snake right here. Then once you figure it out, it's like, okay, like I said, you saw me just dodging that thing left, right. It didn't matter. It was, nonchalant, and it's essentially, that's the game after that. Like I said, once you have it down, you could take on anything. You're fine. The thing that'll get you into trouble will be fighting something that's large and that takes a lot to take down, and you run out of weaponry. You drop your rock or you drop a stick and you can't find anything else. You can't circle back around to try to find where you dropped it at, because you don't really know exactly where you dropped it. So, you're just trying to run and find something else to defend yourself with, and you're dodging as they're attacking you, and you're just trying to find anything. So that's what will get you into trouble. And then, especially if, not always is it just one tiger or just one snake. I mean, there's times there's 2-3 tigers coming after you, or they're saber-tooths or whatever they are, there's a couple of warthogs coming after you or whatever. So it's like sometimes you're taking on multiple attackers from multiple angles. But like I said, the fighting system, they could keep the same premise on the same mechanic on how they do it, but they need to make it a little more robust. And how they would pull that off, I don't know. I'm not the video game designer. I would just like to see a little something else, some other mechanic. You can have it similar, but maybe, if you do this way, this happens, that way, that, something like that. Essentially, you're either attacking or you're dodging. That's the only two things you can do. So, it is what it is. Overall, though, it's a very enjoyable game. And I really, these guys, I will, I'm very picky with what games I give my money to, right? If they made a sequel to this game, I don't even have to watch a trailer for it. I don't have to hear a review of it. If they made a sequel, I am automatically buying the sequel. I trust them based on this game to deliver a sequel if they ever so choose, to where I would blindly buy it. Just to kind of reward them, like, hey, look, you gave me this game, I enjoyed it, I trust you as a company to make similar games and kind of keep the same themes and this and that. Here's my extra $20 or $40 or whatever, I want your second game. Final Fantasy VII Remake earned their second game. They almost lost it with the ending. Not going to go there right now, that's not the video for this, but Final Fantasy VII Remake earned a blind purchase of the second installment. Red Dead Redemption, the series, I mean, if a 3 came out, you're buying it. Grand Theft Auto, if a 6 comes out, you're buying it. There's certain games that have just delivered time and time again that you'll just pay for their next game without having to even think about it. And that's what I think they've done here. They have made this game well enough that I will blindly buy their sequel. They have earned their purchase from me for their sequel if they so choose. Whether they will or not, I don't know. I don't know how well this game actually did, because it's not for everyone. Like I said, this is very nuanced, very niche game. And like I said, you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. I happen to be in the camp that I love it. I could see how other gamers might not like it. Like I said, a lot of it, you're just figuring it out for yourself. But the quality of the game is solid. It's sound. It really is. It's a very solid, well put together. There's a couple of buggy spots here and there, but I haven't ran into anything crazy. I think once I kind of glitched through a rock texture maybe. So there's a couple of spots like that. But overall, I mean, it just performs and it does what it's supposed to do. Anyway, this is almost an hour now, crying out loud. I didn't realize I was talking that long. I could go on and on and on and on about this. Like I said, I don't want to really show you how to play it, but I can get detailed into how to do all this stuff. And maybe we make another video about that with this game. But, for the purpose of this video, I just kind of want to get a review out there and just let you know if you guys have a spare $40, And it goes on sale so often. You might even be able to find the Xbox for $20 right now. If you have the money, man, just throw it at this game. Throw it at this game and just see if you like it. I mean, like if you're hurting for money and you can only buy like a couple of video games a year, maybe don't waste your money on this one, because it might not be for you. Like I said, I'll admit it's very niche, so it might not be for you in that sense. So don't just throw your money at it if you can only afford a couple of games a year, or you're struggling. But if you have the extra money and you're not afraid to buy a video game every now and again just out of the blue, throw your money at this game. Go enjoy it for 15 hours and figure out how to play it. And it's like you're evolving with your apes, which is amazing. Like, I didn't even get into the whole evolution system, which is a whole other thing. Maybe for a different video. I kind of briefly showed this, but basically, I'll give a quick overview. All right, so I told you about the neuronal energy. So you do that to unlock these skills. Now, you need to switch generations every so often. So your babies will become the adults, your adults will become the elders, your elders die. All right, so I can reinforce however many of these skills as I have kids. So I have 6 kids right now, which is the max. And so I can do, these are all the unreinforced ones, the very bright big ones. So I have 2, 3, 4 different ones unlocked. All right, so I'm not ready for a generation skip yet. So what I would do is, once I have 6 of these open, I would reinforce them. You just go on them, click A, and then do a generation skip. All right, so then like I said, the kids become adults, adults become elders, elders die. And then every so often, you want to do an evolution. All right, so this takes all like the, tasks, I guess, or the feats, or the, to-dos sorry. They take all that stuff. My screen stopped recording. I must be out of room on my C drive. I forgot to flip it over to D drive. That's okay. I'll film a little bit of extra footage at the end here to fill in the gap. You go into your evolution, and then every time you dodge a snake, you get you basically unlocked a God, what's the word I am looking for? Like a feat, or you did a checkpoint or a milestone or whatever you want to call it. And then once you get a bunch of those, you'll hit evolution, and basically you get a certain amount of years per everything that you've done. So finding a new species of snake will take 10,000 years off. Or it'll move you forward in time 10,000 years, I should say. If you found a new camp, it'll be 20. If you strike a warthog with a rock, you'll get 20,000 years. And so they kind of add all those together for you, and then you will move in time that much. Okay, so let's say you've done a million years worth of these quests, essentially. It'll move you a million years, and then if you move on to the next, like the lineages, the different species happen at specific points in time. So I think the next one is at 7 or 6 million years. I will become Auroran, whatever, and then like a couple million years after that, you become to the next thing, etc., etc. So that's how you lock in mutations, which I didn't get into, but there's mutations on here that you don't even need to know about right now. But so you use your neuronals to unlock your skills. You use your generation to reinforce and keep those skills, and you use evolution to skip further in time to progress the game forward, as well as lock in your mutations. Okay, and like you need certain ones to be able to walk upright. eventually. So they're important to get the right ones. Like I said, I'm going to have to refilm some extra footage at the end of this to show you what I'm talking about. It should be here on the screen that you're looking at, on the video you're watching now, but my recording did stop. So I'm going to call it there. It's been an hour. I think this is a very healthy review. Anyway, YouTube, go buy this game. Check it out for yourselves. Enjoy it for the 15 to 25 hours that you're guaranteed to enjoy it. And then if you still like it, keep grinding away and finish the game. The ending cutscene's pretty cool. So I recommend this. Overall, 7.5 out of 10. It's a solid game all around. Solid all around. Like I said, people love it, people hate it. I think it's gotten kind of a bad rap. And especially the director or somebody on the production of it was popping off about, people who weren't playing it and reviewing it. And that put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. But I don't think that's fair because I've watched people talk about this game who clearly did not play it. I mean, when you're telling me that you could start fires and you can ride horses, you didn't play the game because you can't start fires and you can't ride horses. But anyway, I digress. Go out, buy the game. Solid 7.5 out of 10. It's not a $60 game, but they've never asked $60 for it. It's $40 full price, and most of the time it's on sale for $20. So go pick this up and give it a chance. Like I said, if you do buy it, do not do anything to figure out how to play it, because that is the game. You are ruining the game if you do that. The game is figuring it out and to evolve with your hominin. All right, YouTube, that'll be it for today. Nells and Sons Gaming is out.